Welcome students to our new YouTube channel Pharmax Tech, the division of excellence. So let's start to the new chapter of pharmacology, which is related to the clotting factor, that means anticoagulant drugs and also anticoagulants, fibrinolytics, antifibrinolytics and antiplatelet drugs. So before study the anticoagulants, we see the some drugs which affecting the hematopoiesis. So let's start to this topic, drugs affecting the hematopoiesis. So in the hematopoiesis, the all blood cells, they are originates from the pluripotent stem cells of the bone marrow, and there are 5 types of blood cells. They are erythrocytes, that means RBCs, red blood corpuscles, and platelets. They are cell fragments of megakaryocytes, and also the monocytes. These monocytes are differentiated to macrophages and the granulocytes like neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. They are granulocytes. And the lymphocytes. The lymphocytes are beta B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. And the anemia is a decrease in circulating RBCs. And this is most important for your GPAT exam, which is decrease in circulating RBCs. That means which disease is decreased in circulating RBCs, and the right answer is anemia. So this anemia is decreased in circulating RBCs, and there are mainly 4 types of anemia. They are aplastic anemia. This aplastic anemia, it is due to bone marrow failure, and deficiency anemia, and also normocytic. So the normocytic, normochromic deficiency anemia, these normocytic and normochromic deficiency anemia, this is due to erythropoietin and or GM-CSF deficiency. So simply this normocytic, that means normochromic deficiency anemia, it is due to erythropoietin. And next type is microcytic hypochromic deficiency anemia. This hypochromic deficiency anemia, this anemia is due to the deficiency of the iron. And the next is macrocytic hyperchromic anemia. So this macrocytic hyperchromic anemia, this is due to folic acid, that means vitamin B, and or cobalamin, that means vitamin B12 deficiency. So there is a vast difference in microcytic and macrocytic. The microcytic, this is due to iron deficiency, and macrocytic anemia, this is due to folic acid, that means vitamin B5 and or cobalamin, that means vitamin B12 deficiencies. And the third one is hemolytic anemia. This hemolytic anemia, this is due to the increase in sequestration of RBCs. So this hemolytic anemia, this is due to increase in sequestration, that means sequence of the RBCs. And the hemorrhagic anemia, this hemorrhagic anemia, this is due to the hemorrhages, that means cracking of the bones. And the drugs for hematopoiesis, they are the iron. So the drugs like iron, this iron is needed for the hem group of hemoglobin. Thus the deficiency leads to decrease the hemoglobin synthesis by the use of iron, and this iron, it is utilized by the body in the ferrous form. So this iron, it is in the form of ferrous in our body, that means Fe2+. And also the drugs like ferrous sulfate, ferrous succinate, ferrous gluconate, ferrous fumarate are also used. And the general points, they are these drugs are administered orally. They are ferrous sulfate, ferrous succinate, all ferrous gluconate and ferrous fumarate. They are administered by oral route of administration. And uses of these drugs, they are used in the treatment of microcytic hypochromic deficiency anemia. And the side effects of these drugs like nausea, diarrhea and abdominal cramps. These are the side effects of the ferrous sulfate, all ferrous substituents. And the next one is iron dextran. This iron dextran, it is administered by intravenous route of the administration. And uses of iron dextran, it is used in the treatment of microcytic hypochromic deficiency anemia. And the side effects of iron dextran, they are side effects like same as ferrous substitutes. They are nausea, diarrhea and abdominal cramps. So the next one is folate, vitamin B9. So this folate is a cofactor of methyl group donor, and this folate cofactor it is used in the synthesis of purines and pyrimidines, and they are used for DNA and RNA synthesis, and thus the deficiency leads to decrease the DNA and RNA synthesis. And this folate, this is especially manifested in the tissues with high cell turnover, that means bone marrow. So this folate is especially manifested in tissues with high cell turnover in bone marrow, and this folate it is utilized by the body in the form of tetrahydrofolate form. And this folate it is carried in the circulatory, that means in circulation as methyl FH4 group. And also this folate, the methyl group is removed by cobalamin, that means vitamin B12. Thus the cobalamin is needed for its utilization of the folate. So this folate it administered orally and also the parenterally in case of malabsorption syndromes. So this folate is administered orally and in sometimes by parenterally in the case of malabsorption syndromes. And the uses of the folate, this folate is used as in treatment of macrocytic hyperchromic deficiency anemia. And the third drug is cobalamin. So this cobalamin, that means vitamin B12, this cobalamin removes the methyl group of methyl so that it can be utilized in the purine and pyrimidine synthesis. This is cobalamin. This cobalamin removes the methyl group of methyl and so that it can be utilized in the form of purine and pyrimidine synthesis. The next and example is hydroxycobalamin. So this hydroxycobalamin it is administered intramuscularly by the route of administration, that means in the muscle, and this cobalamin deficiency is almost always due to malabsorption syndromes. So this hydroxycobalamin, this administered intramuscularly, and the cobalamin deficiency is almost due to malabsorption syndromes. And uses of hydroxycobalamin, it is used in the same uses like folate and iron dextran and ferrous substitutes. These hydroxycobalamin it is used in treatment of macrocytic hyperchromic deficiency anemias. And next is colony stimulating factors. So these CSF, colony stimulating factors, they are responsible for differentiating the pluripotent stem cells to all types of committed progenitors of blood cells except the lymphocytes. So these colony stimulating factors, they are responsible for differentiating the pluripotent stem cells to all types of committed progenitors of blood cells, and exception is lymphocytes. Lymphocytes mean T lymphocytes and beta lymphocytes. And these colony stimulating factors, they are also involved in the final differentiation of all these cells and except the basophils. And GM colony stimulating factors, these GM colony stimulating factors, they are granulocyte, like in granulocyte macrophages colony stimulating factors. So these granulocytes are the macrophage colony stimulating factors, and also these GM colony stimulating factor is endogenous substance, and this GM colony stimulating factor, it is involved in differentiation of all cells mentioned, like cells like basophils, neutrophils, eosinophils, all the cell differentiating pluripotent, also pluripotent stem cells and all types of blood cells. And these GM-CSF colony stimulating factor, they are administered by intravenous route or by subcutaneous route. And the GM colony stimulating factor, the uses for the GM colony stimulating factor, they are used in the treatment of leukopenia. This leukopenia, it is mainly is neutropenia, also known as mainly neutropenia, and the side effects of this GM colony stimulating factor is side effects like fever, that means some cold like syndrome, cold like symptoms, and fever, skin rashes, fever, muscle pain, muscle weakness. These are the side effects of GM-CSF: fever, skin rashes, muscle pain and muscle weakness. And next is G colony stimulating factor. So the G means granulocytes. The granulocytes colony stimulating factors. So these granulocyte colony stimulating factors, they are endogenous substances, and these granulocyte colony stimulating factor, they are involved in the differentiation of neutrophils, and these granulocyte colony stimulating factor, they are administered by intravenous route of administration or also by subcutaneous route of administration. And these granulocyte colony stimulating factor, they are used in the treatment of neutropenia, and the side effects of these granulocyte colony stimulating factor is side effects like dysuria and vasculitis. So in this chapter we study that the drugs affecting hematopoiesis, the drugs like iron, drugs like ferrous sulfate, ferrous succinate, ferrous gluconate, ferrous fumarate, and iron dextran, and folate, that means vitamin B9, and cobalamin, vitamin B12, and granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor, that means GM-CSF, and also the side effects and uses of these drugs we see in this chapter, and these are the drugs, they are affecting the hematopoiesis. So here is the end of this first part of these drugs affecting hematopoiesis. So in the next video lecture we see some anticoagulants, fibrinolytics, antifibrinolytics, and antiplatelet drugs. So next we see the antiplatelet drugs in the second part. So stay tuned with PharmaXTech and stay connected with PharmaXTech, and hope you like this video, and thanks for watching this video. Please share, like, share and subscribe to our channel, and these are most important lectures, video lectures for your GPAT, drug inspector, pharmacist exams preparation, so and also for your NIPER preparation. So thanks for watching this video. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.